Hello Gemini, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And also go check out the other videos that may pertain to you for your sun, moon, or rising signs. That will give you, I think, a much more dynamic picture of what's going on with you this week, all right? So let's get right into it and see what does Gemini need to know for this coming week. All right, first card today is the Seven of Cups. So we are going to just lay out the rest of our 10-card spread here, and we are also going to do an 11th card, kind of a bonus card, a confirmation card, and we're just going to put that down right over here. We're not going to look at that till the very end. We're going to see how that might tie this whole reading together or give us that confirmation that we're looking for, okay? So let's get right into it now. I immediately see that we have some major arcana, quite a few, a nice balance of major arcana. So I think that there's going to be really some major forces working in your life this week. Now, we started off with that Seven of Cups. So I'm wondering if you aren't recently coming out of an issue where you might have been overindulging in something. I'm not going to say, a downright addiction, but maybe there's something recently that you've started to kind of put down because it started to become not so good for you. And this could just literally be anything. It could be an emotional situation. It could be something physical that you were doing or consuming. It could just be eating or drinking a little too much, something like that. But with that Seven of Cups, I do feel like there was a recent situation where you decided to kind of go for moderation with this thing or just put it down altogether, okay? So I think that's kind of where you're coming from this week, or from the previous week into this week. I think is kind of where you're really starting to see some benefits of either slowing down with whatever you were doing or just stopping it altogether. And now I feel like that you've started or you've been working on some new kind of financial situation. And what I'm seeing here today is really that your kind of, self-temperance or slowing down or your moderation that you're kind of aiming for is really going to do a lot for your finances, your physical health, and just your general well-being. And I think it's going to allow you to put more focus into whatever this Ace of Discs represents. And that could be a new job. It could be a promotion at your current place of employment. It could be some new projects that you're working on or some new revenue streams that you are looking at. And I think that with tempering this indulgence a little bit, you're going to have a lot more time, energy, ability, concentration to focus on this new physical project, right? This new work that you're doing. And I think the benefits of that are going to be immediately apparent because we have also this Wheel of Fortune crossing your path this week. So I think while you're coming from this situation of trying to slow down with whatever this indulgence may be, whether it's emotional or physical indulgence, by slowing down on this, you're really going to see like immediate improvement in your physical health, well-being, your wealth, your finances, and just your general vitality, right? You're just gonna, I think, feel a lot better. But also with this new work, new project, new revenue stream, I think you're really gonna see that it's gonna start taking off. That just your renewed focus, that reestablishment of your concentration and your focus on this is going to really increase the productivity of it, right? You're really going to have just more time and more energy to do this work, and I think the benefits, like I said, are going to be immediately apparent. I see that you're probably the type of person who is rather not fond of getting into conflict and getting into kind of messy situations with people. Now, I know we're kind of jumping around all over the place with this reading, but we're seeing an interesting mixture of cards with what we just talked about with, you're stopping this kind of overindulgence, right? And you're focusing on your work, your career, your finances, and that's really going to have an immediate benefit. But there's still this situation that I'm seeing, especially over here on this side of the spread, that there is some conflict going on with someone, or just some kind of negative communication. It could be even negative thinking, negative self-talk, right? But we'll get to that. But I see that what is kind of underlying your needs, your basic outlook is just wanting to have kind of, a peaceful existence, not wanting to be embroiled in any of these kinds of conflicts. And maybe this has a little bit to do with what you were kind of overindulging with. Now, again, this could be, it could be like a physical indulgence, food or drink or whatever. It could be an emotional indulgence, like interacting with someone who ultimately is not really good for you or just kind of a waste of your energy. So think about it in those terms as well. This isn't necessarily a physical indulgence like you would think of with food or drink or something. So this could be an emotional thing. It could be a sensual thing too. It could be really anything that you're kind of overdoing or that you were doing excessively and now you're starting to realize that it's not really so good for you. And I think maybe it was causing some turmoil, just some general anxiety or just friction in your life. And what you are really kind of desiring, what your soul desires, and maybe on an unconscious level, is just this peace and quiet and calm, okay? So I think by you quieting down whatever this was, you're able to really kind of just center yourself and take that breath of fresh air, that kind of calming sigh, and just relax and breathe again and get back to basics, get back to center. And that really, I think, is what you're craving inwardly, is just like that calm and peaceful kind of life, right? I do see that your ideal situation, what you really want this week, is that kind of that intuition that you're doing the right thing, that kind of confidence in your own like inner voice that's telling you that you're on the right track and you're doing the right thing and you've made the right decisions. And I think that this is really a very like noble and lofty aspiration. I think this is your hope and your goal, that you'll just have this like connection with the divine or with spirit, with your inner self, that is just kind of guiding you. And it could be just your own unconscious, your own conscience. It could be just your own mind or your own soul, your own spirit that's guiding you and giving you that kind of intuitive knowing, that kind of communion with the greater universe, communion with the spiritual realms, that's giving you that internal intuitive knowing that you've made the right decision and that you're on the right path. I just knocked a card down here. Let's see what that card was. Maybe that is screaming to be noticed today, and that's the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords is a bit of how you are seeing yourself. So interesting that we went from kind of what you aspire to be and the way you are actually seeing yourself, okay? So this is kind of someone who is sometimes not so nice in the way they communicate. This is a person that can really, really speak their mind and be blunt and be straight to the point and not mince words and just be very direct with their communication. But with the Nine of Swords here, it kind of comes across a little harsh or a little mean sometimes. And I think that's how you see yourself, where you really want to be able to express yourself and have this connection with the spiritual realms and that intuitive knowing and just that like that guiding principle or that guiding light that is just directing you to the right choices and the right paths, and to have this peace and harmony and stability and this kind of calm and quiet about yourself and in your life. But the way you see yourself is just someone who is kind of speaks before they think, maybe says the wrong thing, or when you are communicating, it just kind of comes out the wrong way, and it's almost like you're being mean or cruel or making jokes or being sarcastic, but you don't really mean to. It just kind of, that's the way it comes out sometimes in some situations. So I think that this is a nice contrast to really just having that that really intense synchronicity and flow and harmony in yourself and in your relation to the universe, right? And that kind of intuitive knowing and that kind of inner guidance that's just things are flowing, right? So interesting contrast here between what you aspire to be and the way you kind of see yourself right now. And in the immediate future, I think we're going to kind of backtrack a little bit, because we were talking about letting this indulgence, overindulgence, this addiction, whatever it may be, letting this go. Okay, and we see the Hanged Man here as well, coming right off of this Seven of Cups. So I think that it really is a situation where you're going to have to just let that thing go and suffer the consequences. It might be painful at the start to have to give something up that you've kind of been indulging in for some time now. But I think knowing that it's going to be very beneficial for you to give this thing up, or to at least temper your indulgence with it. It's going to be very prosperous and lucrative and productive, and it's going to be a good thing. It's going to lead to your health and your wealth with that good fortune, Wheel of Fortune card. So I really think that in the immediate future, you are going to give it up. You are going to sacrifice that part of you that is just kind of in love with that thing, whatever it is, whatever that overindulgence is. I think you're going to make the tough decision to just sacrifice it, get rid of it, stop doing it, pull yourself back, put that thing down, control yourself, and just not go there anymore. Okay, I think that's the impulse or the guidance that you're getting here from this High Priestess, and that I think is directly related to this prosperity and abundance that you're going to be receiving and achieving. And I think it's through the refocus of your energy. Once you let this thing go, you're going to have so much more just vitality and energy and focus and concentration that you're really going to be able to put this kind of good success and this good physical energy, earth energy, discs, pentacles, really be able to manifest all of that abundance and wealth for yourself, right? And it's physical health too. It's all of that stuff. Don't forget to like this video, and please subscribe to the channel. That really helps us out. I thank you all who are doing that and subscribing, and I feel very blessed. Thank you so much. Moving on here to the kind of second part of the reading today, we have this Eight of Swords. Sorry, I'm getting a little confused. This card represents confusion and this chaos in the intellectual world, in the realm of air, the swords. So this is in regards to your relationships, your interactions with other people around you, whether they are friends or acquaintances, co-workers, close friends or family members, loved ones. I think that this, whatever this indulgence was, or is, really is affecting your relationships. It's really making it difficult for you to have the kinds of relationships with people or with spirit, with yourself, with your higher nature, your inner self. It's making all of those relationships more difficult and making them a little bit more just kind of chaotic or hectic, or there's just more static in those communications, and so it's just not really as clear and as gentle and harmonious and as calm and peaceful as we would like, as you would like. Okay, so I think that is just kind of another reason for you to embrace this Hanged Man and let this thing go, because it seems like every area of your life will just get so much better if you were to put this thing aside, right? And putting it aside doesn't mean that permanently you can never touch it again, you can never go there again or indulge in that again. It just means right now, as you work on your kind of self-mastery, this is not helping, and it'll go a long way and do great things for you if you were to exert your control and your mastery over this situation, at least for the time being. And once you've conquered it and you've become that master, well, then you can go and do whatever you want, right? But it's that initial control and maintaining that according to your will and your desire and your goals and your kind of intuition and that guiding spirit that you're connected with, to have that peace and calm in your life, and to start growing this physical thing, this finances, health, wealth, fitness and finances, and to clear up the communication problems between you and your friends, family, loved ones, coworkers, all of those things. And to kind of change the way that you see yourself, or to start to see yourself a little bit more clearly or objectively. Because I don't think this Nine of Swords really represents you. I think this is just kind of goes in a little bit with this, where there's just some static or some hectic energy in your relationships and your communication with people, and so sometimes you come across as just a little mean or cynical or sarcastic, but I don't think that's really who you are. Now, speaking of that mastery that we were talking about, that self-discipline in order to really build up all of these areas of your life, what card do we have next? The Emperor. This is that mastery. This is that, discipline and being the authority. And so I think that, this is twofold. Part of this is your fear that somebody else is telling you what to do, or that society is telling you what to do, or that you feel like this isn't your decision, this isn't really what you want to do. But you know what? That's just that part of you that is still kind of in love with whatever this indulgence was, telling you, oh no, don't let anybody change you. This is what you really want. This is who you really are. So, why are you going to let somebody else, dominate you or take you away from this thing? But that's not you talking. That's just that one part of your mind that is trying to take control, that one ego. Because we have many egos, right? And that's just one of them. But the real sense of mastery comes from trying to make decisions based on these two ideas, right? Your goals and aspirations, and your kind of the unconscious drives, and the more just kind of pure and unknown and mysterious, and they seem just a little more spiritual, a little more divine, because they are underneath the surface, and they are just kind of something that's driving you. And it may come out in dreams, or in just little habits, or little slips of the tongue, or just little moments where you just realize, oh God, I wish I could just have a calm, peaceful life. And you're just like, oh wait, hey, not something that you maybe thought about consciously a lot. But I think that taking your guidance from these two principles, and primarily your aspirations and your goals, which, are beyond these petty egos that just want to indulge and just, have all of this kind of pleasure and not think of the consequences. So really keep in touch with your loftier aspirations and goals and what you really want for yourself, and that intuition, that intuitive knowing, which is kind of a merging of your conscious mind and your unconscious into that kind of flash of insight, or that kind of long drawn out synchronicity and the clues and the little hints and omens from the world that are kind of showing you the way, right? However you look at it, I think that the theme here is self-mastery, getting control and discipline over yourself, and you will be building up all of these areas of your life in such a fantastic way, especially with this new source of income that's going on. If this was a new job or a promotion that you're trying to get or have already gotten, some kind of new business, a new revenue stream that's starting, I think you're really going to be able to build that up, because you have that Wheel of Fortune that says now is the time to take advantage of the situation, to take advantage of the universe and its generous offering to you, providing you with these opportunities. And if you just exert a little bit of control and self-mastery and self-discipline and this will and energy and strength and confidence, you're going to have all of this stuff. It's going to just build up and be so, so beautiful for you. I'm sure of it. For me, the cards, this is what they're telling me and showing me. And I feel really strongly about this today. To me, this is a really, really powerful reading, all right? And we're ending the main 10-card spread here with this Princess of Wands. And this really is about facing your fears, right? This is really about just kind of just doing it. Just stop with the all of the mental and intellectual kind of static and chaos, or the self-doubt or the negative self-talk. Just stop convincing yourself that this isn't the way, or stop letting that part of your mind kind of dictate where you should take your entire, soul and spirit and being. And face your fears. Whatever it is that you're afraid of in this situation or in life in general, you have to face it and conquer it. And that is through this young kind of just starting out, maybe kind of innocent fire energy. It's just really eager and enthusiastic, and it's just fiery and strong, and has that courage and bravery in the face of fear, maybe because it doesn't realize the danger, right? I mean, with that kind of comes with that immaturity, is just not recognizing that there's danger around you. So of course you appear brave. It's a little bit of that, just going for it and not even realizing that the fear or the danger is there. But those things that you are aware of and are kind of consciously afraid of or anxious about or stressed out over, you just got to do it and conquer it. And trust me, trust the cards, trust the universe, trust this wheel of fortune, that things are going to just get infinitely better, and it is going to be amazing. I think every area of your life is going to be just improved and increased and just abundant and fulfilled and satisfying. And I'm very excited for all of that for you. Let's take a look at this confirmation card and see what this might tell us about this reading today. And we have the Tower card. This is that fiery energy. This is this bravery and courage and fearlessness, whether it's a little like unfounded, a little reckless or what, but it's just that courage and fear to just conquer obstacles, just to take down walls and barriers, just to crush that tower and just destroy it and demolish this. If this tower represents your fear or your apprehension, or you're holding back, or you're being stuck in this kind of mode that you were in, it's this Princess of Wands here that's going to just destroy this tower, just completely demolish that tower with that fiery energy, that fiery spiritual energy and bravery and courage. And this really is that confirmation that we're talking about. This is you really just breaking this thing down, just destroying this and rebuilding things in such a beautiful way, because you have that connection with spirit, with your intuition. And I really think that this is your week. This is your week to do it. And I'm very, very excited for you, Gemini. If you want to stick around for the extended reading, you can become a member of this channel, and all of the information is down in the description box. This was your weekly tarot forecast. Thank you.